Shalom. Greetings, peace sovereigns. If you are joining us in the space, just locked in and ready, welcome to our Sovereign Sundays. We're at it again. Welcome to October. And, thought I'll switch it up a little bit. We have been doing dishes for a while and very quick, easy dishes. So I felt it would be a good idea to, just jump on into the category of shakes and smoothies and get back to some liquid items again. So here we are. We are going to use hazelnuts today, and hazelnuts, I think people call them filberts. I'm not sure why, but hazelnuts have a very interesting taste and an interesting flavor. If you can hear me, if you're in the chat and you can hear me, just put a 1 in the chat, put a SOV in the chat for Sovereign Eats and SOVE for Sovereign Eats. Just so I know you can hear me and I know you can see me and it's all clear and things are smooth. I'm going to stick my hand in the camera that's pointing toward the food so that way I can, all right, we are locked in. All right, good, very good. Greetings, Sister Naya, peace and welcome. So this is going to be a really easy one. You could do this tomorrow if you have hazelnuts, right? So I actually was inspired. I'm going to tell you a little story. I was actually inspired by an old clip going around, and I was trying to get the clip to add it to the video live stream today, but I couldn't. It's this little video of, I think it's a reel. It's a video of this, clearly he's a Caribbean kid who, I think they held up a Nutella bottle in front of him. All right, it's clear it's Nutella. It says it's Nutella. He knows it's Nutella. However, when they ask him to say the name, he says peanut butter. So I couldn't help but, just find myself laughing. I'm constantly rethinking and reliving the joy and just the joy and the lightheartedness around that story. Children are interesting. They connect things through association. So for him, anything in a bottle that tastes like peanut butter must be peanut butter. So he said he read the label peanut butter. So today we're not going to make a peanut butter shake. We are going to use hazelnuts. Hazelnuts have a very distinct and interesting taste. They're very heavy and they can help you, with a very heavy meal. They can help you get through the day. All right. So I chose today to do a combination of hazelnuts along with, and I have 2 sets out here because I wanted to show you. I toasted some, the container is still warm, and I left some raw. All right, so in today's shake, we're using hazelnuts. These were roasted, so I'm going to show you a little bit. You can't really see the difference, but they are slightly darker. Let me bring it over. And these are the raw ones. It's kind of hard to tell the difference here, based on the light and so on. You do not have to. You can use them raw. I actually like them raw, but I also enjoy, there's a taste, right, that roasting brings out in hazelnut that you can't mimic if you use it raw, right? You won't be able to get that flavor. So it is the toasting of the oils inside of the hazelnut that brings out that particular taste. All right. And I think most people, when they hear hazelnut, they think about like chocolate bars and things of that nature with hazelnuts chopped in there and, all of that. So, yeah, we're using hazelnuts. Now, if you use hazelnuts, you may use them raw if you feel like. And if you use them raw, please soak them. Soak them and then place them in the dehydrator. If you do not have a dehydrator, I am gonna say soak them, but you may find that they're very mushy, especially if maybe you want to just have a chunky type of shake as opposed to something very smooth and clean. But if you're going to soak them, they get very soft and very mushy. They have a strange texture to them. But if you dehydrate them after soaking, it makes it easier. And I wanted to point out that I am doing this particular um, series on, just shakes using different nuts because Brother Antonio asked about, whether nuts can be used in shakes. And I want to say nuts can definitely be used in shakes. It helps to increase the nutritional content. It turns it into a meal. It is not a snack or just a drink you're having. It becomes a full-blown solid meal. And so we have hazelnuts. I'm going to continue with the ingredients. I'm going to include maca powder in it. Kind of hard to see because the maca is inside of a white bowl. I am using cocoa powder. I have slabs of chocolate as well too that I'm going to put in here as well. I am using dates for my sweetener because dates are easier. But they also add a level of thickness to the blend. And that's what I want. That's what you want because again, this is a breakfast meal. I don't have my glass to pour it into. I'm gonna run go get it. 1 second. But I have strawberries that I'm gonna slice up just to add a little bit of color. And I'm gonna add some spices to it, clove, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And I'm actually going to also include a little bit of bee pollen. All right. And last but not least, I am going to spoon some Seamoss gel in here. This Seamoss gel does not have that very strong taste because I process it using spices and soak it very well and make sure it's clean so it does not alter the taste. I know we're not doing this for taste at all, but I do know that there's some of us we're transitioning, and because we're shifting, we're looking for a certain taste to entice us, right? That's a bit of a motivation. All right, so that the Seamoss gel that I'm using doesn't take over, right? It really doesn't take over your flavors. So that's a good thing. All right, so let's go. Jump right in. I have water. You may use almond milk if you choose to. You may use coconut water. You may even add coconut milk. I showed you all how to make coconut milk a couple Sundays ago. And that can definitely be added. It adds a different layer of taste, but also another different layer of nutritional content. So, you can't go wrong at all. At all. So sometimes it's easy to start with water and my nuts because what that does, it helps to make a milk. So I'm going to actually make a milk by adding the nuts to my blender. Boom. You probably see. And I'm gonna add some water. I'm using, this is actually purified water. So I was using it to soak earlier. So I'm using purified water. And that if you're looking for water to keep for a period of time for storage, the purified water is best because it does not begin to form any sort of growths at the bottom of the bottle. It's pretty pure, so there aren't any possible organisms in there that would start to just start growing and doing its own thing. All right, so let's go. No, I actually have a very strong blender. It is a commercial blender. You all have heard me talk about it before. So if you don't have a powerful blender, Adding more water can help. It will help to move and spin your ingredients around enough so that the nuts actually hit the blade. So yeah, your drink may be a little bit on the liquid side or the watery side, maybe more fluid than you want it to be. That's fine. Because if you do not have a powerful blender, you need to add a lot of sufficient liquid actually to ensure that the nuts hit the blade. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna blend it a little bit more because I want it smoother. Notice I do not have ice. I'm not going to add ice, but many of us like a cooler drink. So if you like a cooler drink, throwing in a couple of cubes of ice is always helpful. Just make sure to measure out half of the water you would normally put. Right. So in here, I kind of put about a cup of water. So you put half cup of water, and then you can add about 4 to 6 cubes of ice. Because once you start blending, the ice kind of begins to melt, right? So you don't want to make it too watery. I'm going to go ahead and add my spices to it and my bee pollen. Do you see a glass over there? Can you hand it to me, please? Thank you. All right. What did I say I was gonna add? Nutmeg. Nutmeg. No, you don't have to add spices. Yes. You do not have to add spices at all. It's, like it's up to you. You don't really need to add spices, but I really like cream drinks that I use, in which I use nuts in. I really like that I really like when I can taste those spices, those flavors. Really, really good. And the good thing about it is if you include, which one do I have here? This is clove, right? If you incorporate things like clove and cinnamon into your drinks consistently, to break your fast in the dawning, or even in some of your raw foods, you're reducing the need to constantly detox, or to constantly do things to initiate your body into detox, or even to flush parasites and other things from the digestive tract. The way to do that is to constantly incorporate. Now, I'm not saying have clove or nutmeg every day, because nutmeg can be a hallucinogen. So you want to make sure, you're not taking it too much, because then you start to see things, hear things. But making sure you incorporate some of it, a little pinch, a dust of it, when you make your shakes, will help to alleviate the problem of constantly or always having to take something to flush your system. But if you don't, because maybe you don't have access to the spices, black walnut is definitely one of the best things to do at the height of the full moon. That's helpful. Okay, so just letting you know, there are a couple of different things you can do. I'm adding on all of the spices and so on. I am putting in a spoonful of Seamoss Gel. Piece just fell. It just totally fell. This is really firm. The Seamoss Gel that I use isn't very liquidy. I make it very thick because I can use it in soups or to thicken anything. All right, and I don't need this much, but I'm trying to make a big batch, because this is probably going to be my meal for the day, right? So putting it in, dropping it in, it's going to be good. I'm going to add my dates now. Okay, 2, 4, 6. I have about 8 dates. You can do less, right? 4. It depends on how sweet you want it, or how much you're making. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of Maca powder, because I want this to be energizing. especially considering it is a breakfast meal. So if it's a breakfast meal, you want to make sure you add superfoods or powders that will, you know, actually give you life, actually increase the amount of energy that you have in the dawning. I'm adding my chocolate or cocoa powder, and I'm gonna just let it go. So it is thick and creamy. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it, just to stretch it, because I want to stretch it. That's an old way of saying you're making more, so I can feed more people. But this is very potent. You saw how many superfoods and powders and just nutrients that I added, nutrient dense items that I've added or ingredients that I've added. So I want to add just a little bit of water, and then I'm going to pour it out into my awesome tall glass. Boom. When you make shakes and you use nuts, if you are in the space, put a quick, just let me know quickly in the chat, what are some of the combinations that you like? I know I'm a spice person, so every time I get on here, I'm going to do something that includes, I'm going to do something that includes spices. All right. But you let me know. Let me know. Tell me what are some of the different spices or flavor combinations that you like or that you would prefer. All right. Just give me 1 second. I am going to pour it out in just a little bit. I I grew up on cashews, right? And I do use cashew nuts a lot when it comes to, just trying to get or make a shake that's creamy and delicious. So cashews are always my go-to. Always my go-to. You don't have to use them. Again, you can use things like sunflower. Those are always good options. Sunflowers, you have to soak them as well too, properly. But they tend to be a good additive, a good addition, to your shakes. I'm gonna pour it out soon. I'm just doing one quick thing. Quick. All right, you're probably saying, what is she doing? What? Give me 1 second. And then I'm gonna pour out. I actually did put cinnamon and everything in here. I packed it in real good. And I am going to just pour. So this is a really tall glass. This can actually share for 2 people. And if you want to, if you're going to use this for use, then maybe you give them, it can actually share for 4 of them. You can add fresh strawberry, and blend it into this. I just added a couple of strawberry slices to the side just to make it funky looking, because I just like it. that I can't help it. I can't help it. So that's it for this evening. I just wanted to share something really quick with you all. I really will that you enjoyed this this quick video. Try it, and if you try it, tag us, let me know what flavor combinations you utilize. I will see you all again in the space in the chat. We have our midday motivation coming up. And remember, as I said, I really want to jump on later on in the evenings on Instagram. I still have not done so just yet, building up to but you know, expect it. And also, as I said, on our last Sovereign Sunday of the month of October, and maybe we'll carry it into November, I am going to make sure that I give you all the recipe ahead of time, so that way you can join into the whole, you know, excitement of creating a dish or creating your own right alongside with me. And I will share the link, and that way you can jump on, and I'll share your screen and you'll come on in and show us exactly what you're doing, your layout. Maybe you want to plate something and challenge me to some kind of cook-off or something. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to be fun and enjoyable. Peace. And thank you all for stopping in. Thank you all for joining. See you again. Wellness is yours.